Don't let anyone tell you that hot dogs are not keto. Honestly, the cheapest way to do keto is eating hot dogs or tuna. I spent the first 3 months that first year of my keto journey eating mostly hot dogs and sausages. Sometimes I'd scramble some eggs and throw them in there, but the moral of the story is that if you're down to your last $3.50, don't spend it on bread. Spend it on a 30-pack of hot dogs. They'll last you way longer anyways, thanks to those yummy nitrates that keep them so fresh. I eat all beef hot dogs and sauerkraut often. There are brands that are 0 or 1 carb. Nathan's are 1 carb. My local store brand is 0 carb though. Hot dog ingredients can vary widely. As with all packaged foods, you really want to read and consider the nutrition label and the ingredients list. My main issue with hot dogs is whether they cause me to have repeats, i.e. slight regurgitation that causes you to re-taste your food long after eating it. Good quality all beef dogs work well for me. Cheaper mystery meat dogs not so much. But yeah, in general hot dogs are keto friendly and a good cheap eat for us keto types. I like to add just a bit of mustard to spice them up. Where do you buy 30 hot dogs for $3.50? I think ground beef is still cheaper than no BS hot dogs. I actually eat a ton of sausages when I am on deadline overwhelmed cause they're super fast to make. Usually pair with sauerkraut and try to grab them on sale. Some of them have carbs in them, otherwise they're cheap and not everyone can afford expensive meat all the time on keto, so I don't see the big deal. Hot dog wieners and sausages are expensive here. A 24-pack of hot dogs is $25. I can get 7 fresh chicken breasts for that price, boneless and skinless. But fillet is removed. I cut up Nathan's. Cover in cheese and nuke till the cheese gets crispy. Drool. Dip in mustard. Amen. Good pointer and especially helpful as I am often extremely poor and struggle to get enough calories while staying keto. I think like many I always just assumed they'd be too high in carbs and be full of fillers etc. But reality is I've never checked. I do know a lot of sausages from the supermarket are incredibly high in carbs and you often can't tell just from looking at them. Think that feeds into it too. We'll check next week time I'm shopping. Cheers. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to freeze them and eat them that way sometimes. Oh man. Eggs with sautéed onions and Oscar Mayer dogs is the bomb. Drop some American cheese and pico de gallo on there to gourmet it up. I was told tuna has a lot of mercury in it, so I stopped eating it as much. Not hot dogs specifically, but when I was doing keto and golfing a lot, my secret was a can on Vienna sausages and a sleeve of hot peanuts at the turn. Processed meat options aren't the healthiest. I love hot dogs as well. I eat them at least a couple times a week. I get the bigger ones, it was juicy jumbos for the first bit. And now the Kirkland ones, the ones they serve in the Costco food court. I used to wrap them in folio cheese wraps, but can no longer find them, so now it's carbonate hot dog buns. Long live the mighty hot dog. Get the best you can buy, there are a few brands with no sugar added. Looks like a bot trying to stir things up. Junk keto. Greenfield grass-fed all beef sticks are gigantic from Costco. 3 packs. That I then cut to thirds. 70 delicious calories in the 1 3-piece. Great with mustard cheese, sauerkraut, pickle or plain for a snake. Fave breakfast is 1 3-stick chopped, crispy sautéed into scrambled 2 eggs and 2 3-ounces extra sharp cheddar. I like garlic sausage, Louisiana Hots, and Nathan's. Hard-boil eggs and sardines in a can. I love to smash tuna packets with a squirt of mayo in them. Some brands of hot dog sausages also include corn syrup, corn starch, sugar and milk powder. So not all are just meat byproducts. Check labels before deciding that they're carb-free. Having said that, in the same way that some regular sausages contain wheat binders and have 15 grams CHO, you can include those carbs within your daily limit. I have less than 20 grams CHO per day, but some do none and others do a lot more. I felt better doing dirty keto over 5 years than any amount of carbs I've eaten over the last 2. I love hot dogs and sauerkraut. I don't cook, so sorry, but lazy keto is for me. Hot dogs, salami, lunch meat, eggs and canned chicken, pickles and cheese. I don't get fancy because if I have to cook and suffer, I'm not doing it. If I'm taken out by nitrates and sodium, then so be it, but I'm not Susie Homemaker. I think people get caught up in trying to optimize everything all the time that they often get overly concerned about small details. Like, are you just eating a hot dog off of a plate? Huh? Who would? Dunno why anyone would suggest they weren't. Just gotta make sure they're high meat content ones. And not filled with rusk, etc. I eat Nathan's or Kogel's SP. Less lips and a holes. I was confused cause I forgot that Americans call the sausage a hot dog and not the whole thing. Where I live, hot dog is with bread, onion, sausage, mustard and so on, not keto. Eggs, cheese, sausages, and whiskey. I am a simple man. I agree, hot dogs are great and nitrates are vilified when they shouldn't be. I prefer turkey hot dogs though, for personal ethical reasons that I won't get into. Hot dogs are keto-friendly but not exactly health-friendly. They are typically high in bad cholesterol and contain trans fats and a bunch of other not-so-great processed ingredients. I wouldn't recommend eating too many of them. Nitrates ain't good for your health though. My only challenge, and maybe because I count my micros to the last bit, is that you hit your calories goal faster than hitting your fat goal, and you won't get enough fat in if you get more protein in than fat, even if your net carb is low enough. Again, maybe I'm being a stickler on micros. Heavily processed, full of preservatives. Sure, cheap. Sure, most qualify as keto. But really, why not do better? Canned mackerel over tuna. Fresh ground beef over nitrate dogs. Respect yourself. Probably carcinogenic to humans. It is keto but dirty keto. Hot dogs, even if keto-friendly, are mostly a trash food. The cheap ones are cheap cause the protein to fat ratio is just god-awful compared to other types of meat. And that's before even getting to all the preservatives and nitrates. A diet based around hot dogs may work for those who are very obese and just starting their weight loss journey. But given their poor nutrition calories, they're a lousy food for those who are getting closer to their goal. The only thing that keeps me away from hot dogs or sausage is sodium. I like hot dogs, but they have always struck me as being one of those only in moderation foods. My sense is that they are made up of all the leftover bits and pieces of garbage meat that can't be sold because no one would be willing to buy it. On top of that, add a bunch of nitrates and other preservatives and you are a health problem waiting to be discovered. That said, anyone who wants to eat a ton of hot dogs every day should be allowed to do that. It's their body and their health. Maybe they cause cancer. Maybe they don't. But the risk is theirs. Not mine. And not anyone else's here on Reddit. They are so unhealthy. Hot dogs are rubbish. You can't compare tuna to an ultra-processed food. There's nearly no real meat in hot dogs.